Right now, billions of lithium-ion cells are quietly running the modern world. In your phone, your laptop, and the electric cars reshaping the road. But almost no one knows what's actually happening inside that little silver brick. Here's a surprise. A battery doesn't make electricity, and nothing inside gets burned. It simply shuttles the same handful of lithium ions back and forth, a rechargeable ion ferry that releases energy one way and stores it the other. Let's peel a cell open. Into them are 4 players, 2 electrodes that hold the lithium, a liquid electrolyte they're soaked in, and a thin separator wedged between them. Master these 4, and the whole battery makes sense. The negative electrode is graphite, pure carbon stacked as atom-thin sheets, like a deck of cards. Those gaps between the sheets are the parking spaces where lithium ions will be tucked away when the battery is charged. Facing it is the cathode, a lithium metal oxide. In phones, it's often lithium cobalt oxide. In electric cars, nickel manganese cobalt, called NMC, or cobalt-free lithium iron phosphate, LFP. This is the lithium warehouse the ions return home to. Filling the gap is the electrolyte, a lithium salt, usually LiPF6, dissolved in organic solvents. It's the highway ions travel. And the separator, a porous plastic film, lets those ions through while physically stopping the electrodes from ever touching. Each electrode is built on a metal foil that collects its current, copper behind the graphite, aluminum behind the cathode. They aren't swapped by accident. Aluminum would corrode at the anode's low voltage, while it stays safely passivated at the cathode. Here's the trick that makes a battery a battery. The electrolyte lets ions cross inside, but completely blocks electrons. So every electron is forced to take the long way around, out through the wire and through your device. That detour is the current. How does graphite hold the lithium without breaking? By intercalation. Ions slide between the carbon sheets like coins slip between the pages of a book. The structure stays perfectly intact, which is exactly why the whole process can repeat thousands of times. Watch a single-ion discharge. It pops out of the graphite, swims across the electrolyte, and nestles into the cathode. For that one ion, exactly 1 electron is pushed through the outside circuit, lighting your screen on its way past. Why lithium at all? It's the lightest metal, and it gives up its electron more eagerly than almost anything. That pushes each cell to about 3.6 to 3.7 volts, more than double a standard alkaline cell's 1.5. That high voltage is why lithium-ion packs so much energy into so little weight. Today's best cells reach around 250 to 300 watt-hours per kilogram. That density is the single reason long-range electric cars are even possible. Charging is just pressing rewind. A charger applies a higher voltage to force everything backward. First constant current until the cell reaches about 4.2 volts, then a held voltage while the current quietly tapers to full. But the very first charge does something hidden. The electrolyte breaks down on the graphite and builds a microscopic skin, the SEI. It permanently traps a little lithium, yet shields the electrolyte from further decay. Without that skin, the cell would die in a few cycles. So why not skip graphite and use pure lithium metal, which holds vastly more charge? Because metal lithium grows dendrites, tiny needles that pierce across the cell. Graphite wins by working at a low, steady voltage, so lithium parks as safe ions, not metal. That danger still lurks. Charge too fast or in the cold, and you push the anode so hard that lithium stops slotting in and instead plates onto the surface as metal. That plated metal is wasted capacity, and it can grow the very dendrites we feared. Time to kill 3 myths. Lithium-ion has no memory effect. That was old nickel-cadmium. You never need to fully drain it. Shallow top-ups are better, and leaving it plugged in won't overcharge it because the battery's management system cuts off at the top. So what truly ages a battery? 2 things: heat and sitting at a full 100% charge. Dwelling fully charged in a warm pocket is more stressful to the cell than the act of cycling it. A cool middle charge is the secret to long life. Put numbers on it. A typical cell lasts roughly 500 to 1,000 plus cycles before fading to 80% capacity, and gentler charging stretches that far longer. It even ages just sitting in a drawer, so store it cool and around half full. This is why chemistry is a trade-off. NMC packs more range into less weight. LFP gives up some of that energy density, but in return lasts thousands more cycles and is far harder to set on fire, which is why it's taking over storage in many EVs. And when it does go wrong, a short or severe overheating starts a feedback loop. The separator melts, electrodes react directly, the cathode releases oxygen, and at a few hundred degrees it feeds its own fire. That's thermal runaway, and guarding against it is everything. Yet most cells are remarkably safe because a management system watches voltage, current, and temperature and shuts things down early. Step back, and it's astonishing. The same fixed handful of lithium ions, sliding back and forth thousands of times, the quiet, reversible chemistry powering the electric age.